Welcome back. So another viewer's question, it was, what's the difference between a psychic reading, a mediumship reading and a trance reading? In this video, that's what we'll be talking about. So just for the purpose of the video and total understanding, when I say mediumship reading, in the UK we commonly call it clairvoyant reading. I know it's clairvoyance is just the seeing aspect of mediumship, but for some reason that's what it's called. So in this video, my terminology will be mediumship reading. We'll be covering all the clairs through spirit communication. So let's go back a step, and we're going to talk about what a psychic reading is. And for the first time ever on a video, my trusty whiteboard will come out just for ease or describing what is going on. So a psychic reading is simply me, the psychic, my client, the blending of the auras, and me giving back to the client what it is that I feel. So this will be all things that are past and present. So that could be traumas, depending on the psychic that you're working with. That could mean secrets, that sort of stuff. But it's everything that's housed within your auric field, the energy field that surrounds the human body. A psychic can read what is going on within that. A lot of psychics will do a lot of future reading, but it's not really for me. I don't really kind of agree with it, because there's a lot of wishes and wants within your energy, you know, before you go for a reading. Oh, I hope they talk about my new relationship. I hope they talk about the move that I'm going to be or trying to push forward or trying to do. You will go in for your reading, and the psychic will go, you must be thinking about a move, because I see a move on the in the energy, and they don't see a move within the energy. They feel your wish or your want within the energy. I want to talk about a new relationship. Of course you do, because it's very much within the energy field. People in a new relationship are very vibrant because it's new and it's exciting, and so your energy is going to be flooded with this information. So of course the psychic's going to want to talk about it. So to the viewer, very simply, psychic reading is me reading your energy, just me and you. I read your energy, then I relay back what I got from the energy. That is a psychic reading. Moving on to what I will call a mediumship reading, spirit communication. It's one difference within that from the psychic, and I'll draw it on the famous board from the live feeds, and it now looks like that. So the spirit communicator blends with me, and then I relay it to the client. It's that simple. So a mediumship reading should consist of something evidential. Everything should be able to be verified during this time. So let's just put a time frame on it so we understand what's going on. In a mediumship reading, let's say it's 30 minutes, and within that 30 minutes we're going to go and get a communicator for the client. And we will speak only of the communicator for maybe 20 to 25 minutes. So this will establish the link, then it will all be evidence of the person still continuing, just without the physical counterpart here on Earth, where we prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the consciousness of that loved one is still very vibrant and still very much alive, by talking about the communicator for the 20 to 25 minutes. And then the way readings go, we tie that up usually with a message from the communicator. The different mediums will work in different ways. A lot of mediums will disguise psychic work as mediumship. So your dad wants to tell you about the new relationship, your dad wants to tell you about a move. The medium in question is either not aware that they've changed gear, or they are deliberately saying the spirit world are telling me when the spirit world are not telling them. So it will be evidential throughout. It won't be subjective. It won't be only things that Dad will know. In this example, it will be evidence that you know about Dad and the life that he had that you can verify, and then tie it up with a goodbye for now at the end of the reading. So that's a mediumship reading. So that's the difference between psychic and mediumship so far. And then the third and final one that you asked me about is a trance reading. What is a trance reading? And trance is a huge subject all on its own. But it's the same here as this one. So spirit communicator, the medium will be in a heavily altered state, the trance state or entrancement, and the medium will convey the message via the spirit world. Sometimes it'll be a communicator. So a lot of you would have seen the film Ghost. A very bad reference, but the trance mediums out there will be like, I can't believe you've just said that. But for the people that don't know, it's kind of like when Sam takes over Oda Brown, and does the speaking and gets to touch his partner Demi Moore one last time. It's kind of like that. There is no taking over. It's an allowance by the medium, and that allowance will then let the mind blend with the mind and speak as the communicator. So that's one form. Usually, or the majority of today's trance mediums, it will be a spiritual person, the guide of the medium in general, and it'll be spiritual philosophy. One thing you will know absolutely about trance mediumship, if you have any understanding, is you will feel the spirit world enter the room before the medium has spoke or done anything. So it's very distinct. It's so clear that the spirit world are present. Now the voice may change of the medium. I'm not a medium that likes a lot of movement within trance mediumship, because the movement is usually the medium, which signifies to me that they're not really deep enough. That'll fall into the realms of channeling rather than trance mediumship, but that's another video. You know, you're in a heavily altered state, or should be in a heavily altered state, right at the back end of theta and into delta. So the movement of the body will be very minimal, if any at all. It will all be on the words that are spoken by the medium, whether that be from a guide or from a loved one. Also, there is a variation. You can have a trance healing session, which there may be words spoken, or it may be just sitting there for 30 minutes in this example. So that should signify with it. The trance never talk about the individual. They never say, we think, or I think you should do this, or I think this, or I think that. They never do that. It's always a collective. So it's a good indicator whether they are in trance. For that, it's usually, again, from the mediums that I've watched, it's heavily evidential. It's very evidential. They're rarely talking about things like corona, the coronavirus, or you know, it's very rare that they'll do things like that. It's always the collective, and it's always positive, and it's always uplifting, which makes sense when we're working with an essence of love. So that's the difference. So psychic, mediumship, and trance readings. So hopefully that answers you in some way. To the viewer that asked, I didn't write your name down. I should really get into the habit of writing names down. But feel free to claim it if you want it. Like it if there's any kind of value in there for you. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll see you lot in the next video.